The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Have you ever looked at a photo from a year ago and thought, why do I look more tired now? Why is my gaze dimmer? Most people blame time, stress, work, bad luck. Stoicism has a sharper view. Life does not ruin your appearance. Your repeated reactions to life do. Day after day, they leave fingerprints on your face, your posture, your eyes, your presence. There is a story about Epictetus. Before he became a respected teacher, he lived as a slave. His owner tormented him and, in one account, twisted his leg until it broke. Epictetus stayed calm enough to warn him, almost casually, that the leg would snap. And when it finally did, he reacted as if it was simply a fact, not a catastrophe. The point is not the gore. The point is the inner stance. The outside can be brutal, unfair, and loud, but the inside decides whether you are shattered or shaped. Source: Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy. Epictetus. And there is a line in the Enchiridion that hits even harder, because it is so practical. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. A wrong judgment, repeated, becomes a wrong lifestyle, and a wrong lifestyle, repeated, becomes a visible face. Source: The Internet Classics Archive, the Enchiridion by Epictetus. So in this video, we are not talking about obvious stuff like sleep or scrolling. Those are loud problems. You already know them. We are talking about quieter habits, the subtle ones you dismiss because they do not hurt today. They do not feel dramatic. They feel normal. That is why they are dangerous. They quietly drain your energy, harden your expression, dull your eyes, and shrink your presence. I will give you 10 silent things that are slowly destroying your appearance, and I will keep it stoic, clear, direct, and usable. No fluff, no shame, just control. Because when you reclaim control of your inner responses, your outer presence follows. 1. Wearing a defensive expression all day. You are not angry, but your forehead is lightly furrowed, your mouth corners are tight, and your eyes look like they are scanning for trouble. When you catch yourself in a mirror or in your phone's black screen, your face looks too serious, like you are bracing for impact. The problem is that your face learns what you repeat. A defensive expression is psychological armor. It can help you feel steady for a moment, especially in tense rooms, crowded streets, or competitive workplaces. But armor is heavy. If you wear it all day, your muscles treat tension as the default setting. Your brow stays slightly contracted, your jaw holds, your lips press, and those tiny contractions become your resting face. Over weeks, the lines that appear are not random. They form along the exact emotional posture you practice most. That is why people can look exhausted even after a weekend off. They took time away from work, but they never took time away from defense. The visible cost is subtle but real. Your eyes look tired, your gaze loses softness, and your face becomes harder to approach even when you are kind. People read you as distant, guarded, maybe even arrogant. Then they respond with distance, and their distance confirms your inner story that you must stay protected. The loop continues. Stoicism would call this a confusion of control. The situation is not what tightens you. Your interpretation does. The moment your mind labels the room as dangerous, your body flips into protection. You start anticipating judgment, attack, rejection, disrespect. And because you cannot see thoughts, you think the tension is just you. But it is not your nature. It is your narration. So we fix it at the level Stoics always fix things, at the level of judgment, then at the level of habit. Here is a 30-second reset you can do anywhere without anyone noticing. Put the tip of your tongue gently on the roof of your mouth. Not pushing, just resting. Let your forehead soften, as if the skin is sliding backward. Let your eyebrows drop 1 millimeter. Unclench your mouth corners. Now pick one point in the distance and breathe out a little longer than you breathe in. That longer exhale signals your nervous system that there is no immediate threat. You are not forcing a smile. You are removing a mask. Do this once, and you will feel how much tension you are carrying for no reason. But one reset is not a new identity. To change your default face, you need a daily trigger. Use scene changes. Every time you switch contexts, from checking your phone to working, from a meeting to a break, from outside to home, do one reset. One reset per transition is enough. It makes the practice automatic, not inspirational. If you want an extra practical check, record a 10-second selfie video at 3 times today, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and evening. Don't judge, just observe your baseline face. Then, before you speak in your next conversation, relax the brow and let your eyes widen slightly. Notice how others respond more quickly. Add a stoic reminder, simple and honest. I am holding my face like I am fighting something, but right now there is no enemy here. That sentence is not positive thinking. It is reality checking. Now, the common mistake. Some people hear this and try to look friendlier by forcing a smile. That backfires because a forced smile is still tension, just rearranged. Your goal is not to perform warmth. Your goal is to release strain. Think soft, not happy. Another mistake is waiting until you feel calm before you relax your face. Do the reverse. Relax your face first, and you give calm a doorway. After about 7 days of doing this consistently, you should expect 3 changes. First, your face will feel lighter, especially around the eyes and brow. Second, your gaze will look clearer because it is not constantly bracing. Third, and most important, you will feel like you can breathe again in ordinary moments. Your appearance improves because you stop living in a silent fight. 2. Never giving your nervous system a signal of safety. The first sign is simple. You always feel like you need to check something, a message, a notification, a tab you left open, a task that is not finished yet. Sitting still makes you restless. Rest makes you feel guilty. Even when you take a break, you do not actually relax. You just switch to a different kind of busy. You call it productivity, but your body experiences it as vigilance. And that is why this habit is so silent. You do not notice you are tense, because you have been tense for so long that tension feels normal. Your system adapts. It learns to live on alert. It treats a slightly raised heart rate, tight shoulders, shallow breathing, and a scanning mind as the default setting. When alert becomes your baseline, your face starts to close. Your eyes lose sparkle because they are always searching. Your skin looks dull because your body is constantly spending energy on stress chemistry instead of repair. Even your voice changes. It loses that grounded, steady tone. It becomes quicker, thinner, like you are trying to get through the moment rather than inhabit it. And the visible consequence is not just that you look tired. You look rushed. You look like you are half present. People can sense it in 1 second. They talk to you and feel like you are somewhere else. That is the kind of thing that makes you less attractive, even if you dress well, even if you have good features, even if you are objectively fine. Presence is a form of beauty, and presence disappears when your nervous system never gets permission to stand down. Stoicism gives you a practical root cause. It trains you to separate what is happening from the story you are telling about what is happening. Your nervous system needs a signal that right now is okay. Not perfect, not finished, just okay. But if your story is always not done yet, not enough, danger is coming. I might fall behind. Your body will live like it is being chased. That story creates a constant micro-emergency. No wonder your face looks like it is sprinting. So the fix is not a grand lifestyle overhaul. It is a small, repeatable signal of safety that you give your body on purpose. Here is the 2-minute practice, 3 times a day. Put both feet on the floor. Let them actually touch the ground, not just the toes. Look at one fixed point in front of you, not your phone. Breathe normally. Then slow your exhale just a little. Not dramatic, not forced, just slightly longer out than in. That is it. You do not have to meditate. You do not have to empty your mind. You are simply sending a message to your system. I am safe right now. I can stop scanning for 2 minutes. And because consistency matters more than intensity, you anchor it to 3 fixed moments: after you wake up, before lunch, before your evening shower. Keep those exact anchors for 7 days. The body learns through rhythm. When the rhythm is stable, your face starts to soften, your eyes start to return, your voice slows down without you trying. Now, here is how you apply it in real life. When it actually counts, a difficult message arrives. Someone criticizes you. A text hits a nerve. The automatic impulse is to react instantly, to defend, to explain, to prove, to win. Do not do it immediately. Pause for 10 seconds. Breathe out longer once. Then decide your response. That 10 seconds is not weakness. It is control. You are training the one skill that changes your appearance faster than any product. The ability to choose your reaction. Because a calm reaction does not just feel better, it looks better. It keeps your face open. It keeps your gaze steady. It keeps your posture from collapsing into panic. Use a simple reminder, like a hand on the steering wheel. I do not need to win everything right now. I only need to stay steady. That sentence shifts you from urgency to agency. And there is one common mistake that ruins this practice. People turn it into a performance. They try to do it perfectly. They count breaths, judge themselves, and think, I am bad at relaxing. That is just more pressure. And more pressure is the exact problem. The goal is not perfection. The goal is a pocket of space. 2 minutes of space, 3 times a day, is already a major change. If you keep it simple, here is what you can expect after a week. Your eyes will look less frozen. Your facial muscles will stop holding that subtle strain. You will move with less rush, and people will start to feel something different when you speak. They will feel like you are here, not half here. Not performing calm, actually here. 3. Using coffee like a crutch for energy. The first sign is not how much you drink, it is why you drink. You are not choosing coffee because you enjoy the taste or the ritual. You are choosing it because without it, you cannot switch on. You wake up and you feel flat. You start work and your brain feels heavy. You reach for caffeine the way someone reaches for a light switch. And when you do, you notice patterns that feel normal, but are actually warning signs. You get a little more irritable. Your heart beats slightly faster. Your hands feel a bit restless. Or you crash hard in the afternoon, like someone pulled the power cord. Then night comes, and even if you are tired, your mind keeps buzzing. You lie there thinking, planning, replaying, and you wonder why sleep feels thin. This is where coffee becomes a silent problem. You think it is just a drink, but when you use it to cover a lifestyle without rhythm, it sets off a chain reaction. Your stress hormones stay elevated longer. Your face holds more tension without you noticing. Your skin dries out more easily. Your eyes fatigue faster. And you do not see the cost immediately, because caffeine feels like a solution in the short term. But over months, the bill arrives. People often say, I look puffy, or I look wired but tired. That look is not just genetics. It is often the nervous system living on borrowed fuel. The effect on your presence is huge. Your energy starts to swing. You feel high, then low, sharp, then foggy, motivated, then drained. and your face mirrors that instability. Some days you look bright, other days your eyes look dull, your expression looks tight, and your body looks like it is holding itself together. The people who look consistently calm, consistently attractive, usually have one thing in common: their rhythm is stable. Their energy is not constantly spiking and crashing. Stoicism would call this temperance, not banning pleasures, not becoming extreme, but using things with sovereignty. You drink coffee because you choose it, not because you depend on it. That difference sounds small, but it changes everything. When you are dependent, coffee is a rescue. When you are sovereign, coffee is a tool. So here is a simple 7-day rule set that works in real life. First, only drink coffee after you have eaten, not before. Food slows the spike. Your nervous system stays steadier. Second, no coffee after early afternoon. If you drink it late, you are stealing from your sleep, and your sleep debt is the exact thing you are trying to pay off with caffeine. Third, every coffee comes with a full glass of water, not as a suggestion, as a pairing. Caffeine can dehydrate, and dehydration shows on the face quickly. Fourth, if you are a 2-cup person, you need a gate for the second cup. Make it earned, not automatic. The second cup only happens after a 10-minute walk or after you have eaten a proper meal. Why? Because the walk breaks the stress loop and the meal stabilizes your blood sugar. Without those, the second cup is just you pushing the nervous system harder. Now, what do you do when you are tired and you crave coffee because your mood is dropping? This is the moment most people fail. They say, "I need it," and they drink it without thinking. Instead, use a 3-step replacement first. Drink water. Stand up and move for 2 minutes. Walk to the bathroom, do a slow lap, stretch your back, anything. Then take 5 long exhales. Not 5 deep breaths, 5 long exhales. Long exhale is the quickest way to tell your body to calm down. After that, ask again, do I still want coffee, or did I just want a reset? If you still want it, fine, drink it, but follow the rule. This keeps you in charge. And that is the core Stoic point. You are not trying to be perfect. You are training authority over impulses. Add one reminder to keep it clean. I am not using a stimulant to escape basic discipline. Basic discipline means food, water, movement, and rhythm. Coffee should support those, not replace them. The common mistake is cutting caffeine suddenly, suffering headaches, feeling miserable, and quitting the whole plan. Do not do that. The goal is not punishment. The goal is reducing dependence. If you need to taper, taper. Keep the rules first, then reduce quantity later. After a week, you should notice a few clear changes. Your afternoon crash becomes softer. Your face looks less swollen and less tired. Your eyes feel less strained. And the biggest shift is internal. You start feeling like you are driving the day instead of being dragged through it. That feeling shows on your face before you ever say a word. 4. Eating like you are being pushed, not chewing, not pausing. The signs are easy to miss because they look like modern life. You eat fast. You eat while watching something. You eat while answering messages. Or you eat like you are racing a deadline, as if the meal is an obstacle between you and the next task. Then the meal ends, and instead of feeling satisfied, you feel heavy. Your stomach feels tight. You take shorter breaths after eating. Your body feels slightly irritated, and your skin starts showing little problems that seem random. Small breakouts, uneven texture, a dull look that comes and goes. You do not connect it to the way you eat because you tell yourself, I eat enough. I eat normal. I am not starving. That is why this habit is silent. You are still eating. You are still full. So you assume the system is fine, but the method matters as much as the food. How you eat decides whether your digestive system experiences peace or stress. When digestion is stressed, your whole body pays attention, because digestion is not a side project, it is basic survival. If your body is constantly dealing with a low-level digestive strain, it will show on your face. Not in one dramatic moment, in a slow, consistent way. More inflammation, more puffiness, more fatigue in the eyes, less brightness in the skin. People often think this is just tiredness, but it is also the body struggling to process what you just threw at it at high speed. The visible effect is that your face looks a bit muddy. Not ugly, just less clear, less alive. And that matters because when your body is quietly uncomfortable, your expression changes. Your smile becomes less natural because your system is not at ease. You can still smile, but it feels slightly forced. Stoicism would call the root cause attention. Not in a spiritual way, in a practical way. Attention is how you train presence in small moments. If you can be present during a meal, you are training the same muscle you need to be present in conversation, in work, in conflict, in stress. And presence becomes charisma. Presence becomes calm. Presence becomes that quiet attractiveness that is not about perfect features. So we fix the eating rhythm first, without changing your menu. Here is the 5-minute starter practice. For the first 5 minutes of any meal, you do not change what you eat. You only change the pace. Before the first bite, take one gentle breath in and a longer breath out. That is your signal. Then choose slower than normal, not painfully slow, just slower. Put your utensil down between bites. That single detail forces a pause. It stops the nervous system from treating the meal like a race. You do not need to do it for the whole meal, only the first 5 minutes. Because the first 5 minutes sets the tone for digestion. It tells your body, we are safe enough to process. We are not in a fight. Now add a 1-week habit that makes it real. Choose one meal per day to be a present meal. No screens, no reading, no working, just eating and tasting. Again, not all meals, just one. If you want it to be easy, make it the same meal each day, like lunch or dinner, so it becomes automatic. While you eat, keep it simple. Notice the temperature, notice the texture, notice the taste. That is not being poetic. That is training the mind to stop running. And when the mind stops running, the body stops bracing. Here is the line to keep you honest. I am not eating like I am running away. I am eating like someone who is alive. That sentence shifts you from survival mode to human mode. Now, the common mistake. People take this idea and turn it into a rigid rule, and then they get tense about being relaxed. That defeats the point. The goal is rhythm, not perfection. If you do the 5 minutes and then later you speed up, it is still progress. If you do one present meal and the other meals are messy, it is still progress. This is not a purity test. It is a training plan. Also, do not use this as a reason to judge yourself or to control food with anxiety. Stoicism is about control, but wise control, quiet control, the kind that lowers stress, not raises it. If you keep this for 7 to 10 days, here is what you can expect. Your stomach will feel lighter after meals, your breathing will stay deeper, your skin will have fewer random flare-ups, your face will look less puffy, and your overall presence will feel steadier because you stopped treating food like a task to finish. You treated it like a moment to inhabit. That calm shows in your eyes. 5. Social drinking that is not much, but happens consistently. The signs are subtle, which is why it sneaks up on you. You rarely get drunk. You might not even feel hungover, but the next morning your mouth is dry. Your face looks slightly swollen, especially around the eyes. Your gaze is less fresh, like the lights are on, but the power is lower. You tell yourself, it was only a little. It was just to be social. It was part of the vibe. And that is the trap. Because it repeats every week. Not one wild night. A steady pattern. A small tax you pay again and again, until your appearance starts showing it. This is how alcohol destroys your look quietly. It dehydrates you. It interferes with recovery. And it damages sleep quality even when you technically sleep enough hours. Many people think sleep is only about duration. It is also about depth. Alcohol can knock you out faster, but it often makes sleep lighter and more fragmented. Your body does not repair the same way. Your skin does not recover the same way. Your nervous system does not reset the same way. And the face is where poor recovery shows first. Because the face is sensitive, it holds water, it shows inflammation, it shows tiredness in the eyes. So even if you feel okay, your appearance can still look slightly off. Over time, the effect becomes clearer. Skin looks drier. Lips look less alive. There is a mild puffiness. The eyes have less brightness. And there is another silent cost people ignore. Alcohol shifts mood. Even small amounts can make emotions wobble. The next day you can feel a little flat, a little anxious, a little unmotivated. You might not call it that. You might just say, "I feel slow today." That emotional heaviness also shows on the face. The expression becomes heavier. The posture becomes less open. The voice becomes less steady. Stoicism would name the root as self-control in pleasure. Stoics are not anti-joy. They are anti-drifting. They do not hate celebration. They hate losing sovereignty. Joy without self-control always sends you a bill. And you do not always pay it with pain. Sometimes you pay it with dullness, with a face that looks less sharp, with energy that feels less clean, with confidence that quietly drops because you do not feel fully in command of yourself. So the goal is not to turn you into someone who never drinks. The goal is to make you the person who can be in the room, enjoy the night, and still stay in charge. Here is a smart social rule set. Decide your limit before you arrive, not while you are already warmed up. Once you are inside the flow, the environment pushes you. So you set the boundary early. Then drink slowly. Not to be polite, to stay aware. Always keep water in your hand as well. Not a tiny sip, actual water. Treat it like a partner to every drink. And do not drink on an empty stomach. Eat enough first. Food slows the absorption and reduces the spike. If you can, start with a non-alcoholic drink. This is a simple psychological trick. It keeps you from being pushed into the drinking rhythm immediately. When everyone starts ordering alcohol at once, you are already holding something. You are already part of the scene. That protects your choice. Now, a powerful 1-month experiment. Choose 2 consecutive weeks with no alcohol at all. Do not announce it. Do not make it dramatic. Just do it. Quietly. The point is not to become pure. The point is to observe. You want to see what changes in your face, your sleep, your mood, your skin. Because most people are guessing. They say alcohol does not affect them, but they have never tested it. After 2 weeks, the truth becomes obvious. Either you look the same, or you look noticeably clearer. Most people look clearer. That clarity gives you motivation to keep a healthier pattern, because you are not following advice. You are following evidence from your own body. Add a reminder that keeps you calm in social settings. I am not trading recovery just to match the atmosphere. That sentence is not judgmental, it is mature. Now, the common mistake. People wait until they are already being pressured, and only then try to think of a way to refuse. That is stressful, and stress makes you cave. Prepare one simple line ahead of time, delivered with a neutral tone. Something like, "I'm good with this tonight," or "Not drinking today, but I'm here." Short, calm, no explanations. Explanations invite debate. Calm statements end the conversation. If you keep these habits, here is what you can expect. Less morning puffiness, less dryness in the skin, brighter eyes, a lighter expression, and a deeper benefit that matters more than all of that. You will feel confident because you kept your principle without fighting anyone. You stayed social without losing yourself. That kind of quiet power always makes someone look better. 6. Screen light quietly damaging your eyes. The signs look harmless at first. You squint without realizing it. You lean in too close. You blink less. By the end of the day, your eyes feel dry and slightly irritated. Your forehead has a mild ache, like a tight band across it. And when you look in the mirror, the problem is not that you look ugly. The problem is that your eyes look off. The gaze looks switched off, like the brightness is lowered. Most people treat this as normal fatigue. They say, "Of course my eyes are tired. I work on a screen." And that is exactly why this habit is silent. You think it is just eye strain, but eye strain does not stay inside the eyeball. It recruits your whole face. When your eyes struggle to focus, you squint. Squinting tightens the muscles around the eyes. It often pulls the forehead into a slight frown. It sometimes lifts the cheeks and compresses the brow. And because you repeat that expression for hours, your face learns it. A repeated expression becomes a habit. A habit becomes a crease. This is how someone can develop that tired professional look, even when their life is fine. Their face is simply holding a screen posture all day. The visible effect is specific. The forehead marks faster. The area around the eyes looks more fatigued. The gaze loses softness. You can have great skin, good hair, nice clothes, and still lose points because the eyes are the first thing people feel. Eyes are where presence lives. If the eyes look strained, people sense stress. If the eyes look open and calm, people sense strength. Stoicism would frame the root as discipline in small things. You cannot say you rule your life while letting your attention and your body be owned by a glowing rectangle for 10 hours a day. That does not mean you must quit your job. It means you stop pretending you are powerless. Small discipline is how you protect large outcomes. And your eyes are a large outcome. Here is the simplest rule that works. Every 20 minutes, look far away for 20 seconds. You do not need an app. You do not need a timer. Attach it to something you already do. For example, every time you send an email, you lean back and look out a window or across the room for 20 seconds. Or every time you finish a paragraph, you look up. The point is to break the continuous near focus. Near focus is what drains the eyes. Far focus resets them, and when the eyes reset, the face relaxes. Now set up your environment so you do not have to rely on willpower. Raise the screen to eye level. If your screen is low, your neck bends, your face angles down, your eyes look up, and you squint more. That posture also tightens the forehead. So lift the screen, increase text size so you stop leaning in, reduce glare and brightness so the eyes stop fighting the light. Keep a comfortable distance, not inches from your face. These are not aesthetic tips. These are stop forcing your face into strain tips. Now add a small eye exercise you can do twice a day, not complicated. Blink on purpose 10 times, slowly. People forget this. When you stare at a screen, blink rate drops. Less blinking means less lubrication. Less lubrication means dryness. Dryness means squinting. Squinting means wrinkles. So you blink. 10 slow blinks. Then pick one distant point and breathe out long once. That long exhale tells the system to release tension, and it releases the forehead too. Do this in the morning and in the evening. It takes less than 1 minute. Add a reminder sentence that keeps you from slipping back into neglect. My eyes are the doorway of my presence. I protect them with small discipline. Notice how stoic that is. It is not dramatic. It is not emotional. It is a commitment to what you can control. Now, the common mistake is waiting until you are already in pain. You wait until your eyes burn, your head aches, your vision feels blurry, and then you remember to take a break. That is too late. The goal is silent defense, protecting yourself before damage becomes loud. The fix is not heroic. It is early. It is routine. It is boring. And boring habits are the ones that change your face. If you do these steps consistently, here is what you can expect. Your eyes will feel less dry. Your gaze will look less tight. Your forehead will hold less tension. The area around the eyes will look less exhausted. And the most important change is subtle. Your eyes will open more naturally. When the eyes open naturally, the whole face looks fresher. You look more awake, not because you slept more, but because your face is no longer working against a screen all day. 7. Lacking protein and lacking a nutritional foundation for your features. The first sign is confusing because you still feel full. You eat enough food, sometimes a lot of food, yet you get hungry again quickly. You crave snacks. Your body feels soft, not necessarily overweight, just soft. You get tired easily, and when you look at your face, it looks a little thin in a way that is not elegant, more like underpowered. The lines are less defined. The skin can look dull because recovery is not strong. People often describe it as looking washed out. The reason this is silent is simple. You are not starving. You are not in obvious pain. So you assume your diet is fine. But the body is not built on fullness. It is built on materials. Calories keep you alive. Protein helps rebuild you. And when you do not give the body enough building material, the body makes a choice. It prioritizes survival, not appearance. It will keep your organs running, but it will not spend extra resources on strong skin, stable energy, good muscle tone, and clean recovery. Those are luxury functions in the body's logic, so you can be eating plenty and still look like you are running on low battery. And that is where the appearance changes creep in. Your facial structure does not suddenly collapse, but it can lose tone. Your cheeks can look less supported. Your jawline can look less clear. Your posture can sag because muscle tone is low. And your eyes can look less alive because energy production is unstable. The outward result is a softer, less sharp look. Not because of genetics, but because of an unstable foundation. Many people blame DNA for this, but often it is the daily pattern. A breakfast that is mostly sugar or bread, a lunch that is mostly noodles or rice with sauce, a dinner that fills the stomach but does not supply enough protein. Then the body chases energy through snacks and stimulants. Stoicism would call the root discipline in what is necessary, doing the essential even when it is not exciting. You do not eat only to satisfy the mouth. You eat to support the body that carries your mind. That is a Stoic idea. Your body is an instrument. If you want to live with strength, you feed the instrument properly. So here is the simplest rule. Realistic for real people. Choose one meal per day to be a clearly protein-based meal. One meal, not every meal. Just one daily anchor. And make sure the protein is obvious, not hidden. Eggs, meat, fish, tofu, beans. Something you can point to and say, that is the protein. Do not let that meal be only starch and sauce. If you do this consistently, your body will finally have a steady supply of building material. That changes recovery. That changes energy stability. That changes how your face holds itself. Now, if you are busy, you need a system, not motivation. The system is to keep a safe option ready. Something you can grab without thinking. High-protein yogurt, boiled eggs, tofu you can quickly heat, canned fish, even a simple protein shake if that fits your lifestyle. The point is not gourmet cooking. The point is availability. When protein is not available, you default to whatever is fast, and fast is usually starch. When protein is available, you can keep the rule with almost zero effort. It becomes automatic. Add a short reminder to keep your mind clean. I cannot build a strong body with random meals. Random meals create random energy. Random energy creates random mood. Random mood shows on the face. You are not chasing aesthetics. You are building stability. Now, a common mistake is swinging into extremes. People suddenly load protein but ignore vegetables and water. Then they feel heavy, bloated, constipated, and they think protein does not work. It works, but the foundation must be balanced. Keep it simple. Protein plus vegetables plus water. No need for complicated macros. The goal is stable, not perfect. Another mistake is using protein as a badge, like a fitness identity, and then judging yourself when you miss a day. That creates stress, and stress also harms appearance. Stoicism is not about harshness. It is about clarity and consistency. If you miss a day, you return the next day. No drama, no self-insult, just back to the rule. If you follow this for a week or two, here is what you can expect. Your body will feel more solid, not bigger, just more supported. Your face will look more alive because energy is steadier. Your skin will look more stable because recovery improves. You will crave fewer random snacks because satiety improves. And the biggest benefit is this: when your foundation is stable, you stop relying on stimulants to feel normal. You do not need coffee as a rescue as often. You do not need sugar to wake up your brain. You feel in control of your day. And control, more than any single food, is what makes someone look strong. 8. No strength-building movement, only movement that counts but changes nothing. The signs are frustrating because you feel like you are doing enough. You walk a lot, you commute, you climb stairs. You are not sitting all day, yet your body still feels soft. Standing for a long time makes you tired. Your shoulders collapse easily. Your posture does not feel solid. You look in photos and you notice it. The body looks like it is folding inward, and your face follows. It looks like it lacks air, like the energy is not rising. This is silent because your brain says, I move, so I'm active. But activity is not the same as strength. Walking and daily movement are good, but they do not always create the muscle tone that changes posture and presence. And muscle tone is not just an athletic goal. It is an appearance goal, a confidence goal, and honestly, a mental stability goal. Strength training creates what we can call body tension in a healthy way, not stress tension. It gives your body structure. That structure affects how you stand, how you hold your neck, how your jaw sits, how your chest opens, and how your face is presented to the world. When you lack that structure, the body hangs more. The shoulders round, the head drifts forward, the neck compresses. The jaw can look less defined, and even if your face itself is fine, the way it sits on your body makes it look less sharp. That is why posture changes can make someone look instantly better without a single skincare step. And there is another silent detail. People with strength often have a steadier gaze. Not because they are arrogant, because their nervous system learns stability through the body. When you can hold your body under load, you learn to hold your mind under pressure. That is Stoic at its core. Train the body to train the mind. But here is the Stoic rule that most people miss. Do it consistently, not intensely. Do more is not the answer. Do it daily is the answer. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. So the solution is a 10-minute daily routine with 3 basic movements adjusted to your level. Squat, push, and plank. Squat trains legs and posture. Push trains chest and shoulders and helps open the front body. Plank trains core, which holds everything together. You do not need perfect form like an athlete. You need a clean enough version that you can repeat without injury. If squats are hard, do chair squats. Sit down and stand up with control. If push-ups are hard, do them on a wall, then a table, then a bench, then knees, then full. If planks are hard, do a shorter hold. The important part is progression, not ego. Here is a simple structure. 1 minute of easy warm-up, like marching in place or shoulder rolls. Then squats for about 2 minutes, not non-stop, but in small sets. Then push-ups for 2 minutes, in the version you can do. Then planks for 2 minutes, broken into smaller holds if needed. Then 1 minute of slow breathing and posture reset at the end. That fits in 10 minutes. And if you think 10 minutes cannot matter, remember this. 10 minutes every day is 70 minutes per week. That is more than many people do. And it has one powerful effect. It teaches your body a daily message. I do hard things on purpose. That message changes how you carry yourself. Now you must attach it to your schedule so you do not negotiate with yourself. Pick a fixed time, after your shower, before dinner, right after you brush your teeth in the morning, whatever fits. But make it a ritual point. You do not ask, will I train today? You only ask, when is my 10 minutes? That removes debate. Debate drains discipline. Stoicism is not about winning arguments in your head. It is about acting. Use a reminder that sounds like you, not like a poster. I am not waiting for motivation. I move like someone with discipline. Keep it short. Keep it real. Now, the common mistake is going hard for 3 days, feeling proud, then disappearing for 10 days. That pattern gives you soreness, but not change. The victory is in small rhythm. 10 minutes daily beats 1 hour that vanishes. Another mistake is chasing sweat as proof. Sweat is not the goal. Structure is the goal. You are building tone, not punishing yourself. If you are consistent, here is what you can expect. Your stance becomes firmer. Your shoulders open. Your neck sits taller. Your head stops drifting forward. Your jaw looks cleaner because the neck is longer. Your face looks brighter because you are literally placing it in space with more stability. People will read you differently, not because you became bigger, because you became grounded. And grounded is a powerful kind of attractive. 9. A dirty environment touching your face every night. The signs feel unfair because you are doing the right things. Your skin breaks out in small, confusing ways. Little bumps, random irritation, tiny pimples that appear and disappear. You invest in skincare. You try new products. You watch videos. Yet your skin still does not feel calm. Meanwhile, you touch your face more than you realize. You rest your cheek on your hand while thinking. You rub your jaw when stressed. You scroll on your phone and then press the phone to your face on a call, and your pillowcase stays the same for too long because life is busy. This is why the problem is silent. You cannot see bacteria. You cannot see oil buildup. You cannot see what you transfer from door handles, keyboards, public transport, and your phone screen to your skin. So when your skin reacts, you blame hormones, weather, stress, or bad genetics. Sometimes those factors matter, yes, but a huge number of skin problems come from repeated dirty contact, not one dramatic exposure. Repetition. The same contaminated surfaces touching the same delicate skin every day. Your face is not just skin. It is a boundary. It is the part of you that meets the world. If that boundary is constantly rubbed with dirt, oil, sweat, and bacteria, it will respond. And the response is not always big acne. Often, it is the small stuff that destroys your look quietly. Texture, tiny bumps, uneven tone, mild inflammation that makes your skin look less clear. Then you cover it with makeup or filters, and the cycle continues. The visible consequence is a not clean look. Even if you are hygienic as a person, your skin looks slightly rough. There are small marks and little dark spots. Nothing catastrophic, but enough to make you feel less confident. And confidence is part of appearance. When you feel like you need to hide, your expression changes. You avoid eye contact. You angle your face away. You become less relaxed in photos. Stoicism would bring this back to a simple principle. Control what is closest. You cannot control every factor in your life. You cannot control pollution or stress at all times. You cannot control every hormonal swing, but you can control what touches your face. That is a Stoic move. You stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable and you master the controllable. So here is the minimalist rule set. Use a dedicated face towel and change it often. Not a towel the whole family uses, not a towel that hangs in the bathroom for days. A face towel is a face towel. Next, change your pillowcase on a regular schedule. Your pillow is a sponge for oil, sweat, and hair products. Your face presses into it for hours. If you do not change it, you are rubbing yesterday's buildup into today's skin. Third, wipe your phone daily. Your phone is one of the dirtiest objects you touch because it goes everywhere with you. Fourth, wash your hands before skincare. If you put expensive product on dirty hands, you are doing the opposite of skincare. Fifth, adopt one rule that sounds small but is powerful. Do not touch your face unless you need to. Not because touching is evil, because touching is mindless most of the time, and mindless touch is constant transfer. Now, most people fail not because they disagree, but because they forget. So make it effortless. Put your phone wipe next to your toothbrush. Every night after you brush your teeth, you wipe your phone. That is it. You do not rely on memory. You attach the action to an existing habit. This is how you build a system. Also, if you want a simple way to reduce face touching, keep your hands busy when you are stressed. Hold a pen. Interlace fingers lightly at your lap. Place one hand on your chest for a second, then down. The point is not to fight yourself. It is to redirect. Use a short reminder that fits the Stoic frame. My skin is a boundary. I keep the boundary clean. That line turns it from vanity into responsibility. Now, the most common mistake is buying more products instead of cleaning the environment. People chase a new serum while the pillowcase stays dirty. They add an acid while they keep pressing a dirty phone to the cheek. They blame their skin for being difficult while they keep feeding it contamination. Cut the source first. Then evaluate skincare. If you do this for a week or two, you should expect fewer random flare-ups, less texture, less irritation. Your face starts to look cleaner, not because you found a magic ingredient, but because you stopped attacking it quietly every day. And when your face looks clean, you feel calmer. You stop trying to hide. Your expression opens. That is the real win. 10. Living without rhythm. Always rushing. Always chasing. The signs look like ambition, so people praise you for it. You talk fast. You eat fast. You walk fast. You work fast. You feel like you are always late, even when you are not. Even when you have free time, you fill it. You scroll. You plan. You organize. You catch up. Your body rarely lands, and your face carries a permanent sense of urgency. Not panic, just a tight, hurry energy. This is silent because rushing is not always loud. You can be quiet and still rushed. You can be successful and still rushed. You can be disciplined in work and still rushed. It can become a background feeling, like a constant hum in your system, and that background feeling imprints on your appearance. It creates the expression of not enough time. Your eyes look slightly pressured. Your jaw holds. Your breathing stays higher. Your movements look sharp instead of smooth. And here is the strange thing. You can be doing a lot, but you still look tired because the system never gets a clean reset. The visible consequence is not only fatigue, it is a lack of elegance. Many people call it class or aura or presence, but a big part of it is rhythm. People with strong presence move with a steady pace. They do not look like they are being chased by invisible deadlines. Stoicism would call the route a choice. You choose what matters, you drop what does not, and you live by principles instead of reflex. Rushing is often reflex. A reflex to anxiety, a reflex to prove yourself, a reflex to avoid stillness. But Stoicism teaches something sharper. You do not have to respond to every impulse. You can set a structure, and structure creates calm. Calm creates attractiveness. So we build rhythm with 3 anchors: eating time, work ending time, and sleep time. Not perfect times, stable times. Your nervous system loves predictability. When these 3 anchors are stable, the body stops feeling like it is floating in chaos. You do not need to become a robot. You need a base. Choose a reasonable eating window, a clear time you stop work, and a consistent time you prepare for sleep. The goal is not to optimize every minute. The goal is to stop living like every minute is an emergency. Now, to make it practical, you add 1 daily exercise that trains slowness without making you slow. Choose 3 moments each day and reduce your speed by 20%, not 50, not dramatic. 20. Walk a little slower to the kitchen. Speak a little slower in one conversation. Put an object down a little more gently. When you do this, you are teaching your body that you are the driver. You can still move fast when needed, but you are not trapped in fast. That difference matters. Because many people can perform fast, few people can choose fast and also choose calm. That choice is power. And power shows on the face. Use a simple reminder: I can be fast, but I do not need to live rushed. That line removes the identity trap. You are not trying to become a different person. You are simply refusing to be owned by urgency. Now, the common mistake is trying to fix rushing by adding more habits, more routines, more goals, more productivity tools. That is just rushing in a prettier outfit. Rhythm is built by subtracting, not adding. You cut the unnecessary check-ins. You stop responding instantly to everything. You keep empty space between tasks, even 5 minutes. That space is where your face softens, your eyes reset, your shoulders drop. Another mistake is thinking calm means losing ambition. It does not. Calm means you stop wasting energy on panic. When you stop wasting, you actually perform better, and you look better. If you practice these anchors and the 20% slow moments for a week, you will notice your face feels less tight. Your eyes feel less startled. Your movements look more grounded. People will start to describe you differently, not because you became quieter, but because you became steadier. And steadiness is one of the most attractive signals a human can send. Your appearance is rarely destroyed by one big mistake. It is worn down by small things you allow to continue. Stoicism does not promise you beauty through tricks. It promises you strength through discipline, and when the inside gets stronger, the outside becomes clearer. If you want to make this real, do not try to change all 10 things at once. That would turn improvement into another kind of rushing. Choose 2 habits for 7 days, just 2. Do them with calm consistency. Track how your eyes look, how your face feels, how your energy holds through the day. Then choose the next 2. The point is not perfection, the point is control. And when you stop living on autopilot, your face stops carrying the weight of autopilot.